on Nuke, and it's sAw versus Heroic. To cast us through it, Sponge and Anders. Boys, over to you.
Thank you very much, Paolo. We're going to be jumping into this one here, scene set nicely, and we eventually get the entire FTW roster over the course of these 6 weeks in the server. So Story and you jerks, I don't know how we're going to say that. I might just go with jerks. I just put out a tweet, so if there's any Portuguese listening, I don't want to try and do the boy's name justice here, but jerks is how it appears to me. Anders, where are you setting on number 1 on the sAw side of things?
You jerks, yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that. I think that works. Until somebody tells us otherwise, I think that's what we're going for. They're going to be starting on the T side, and the Heroic will be on the CT side. And we're on Nuke for a best of 1. That's exciting news. Jabby up here. He's going to be doing a lot of work with the dualies. Double headshot to begin with, and he's still holding that. He spins around. Can he get more? He still has 11 bullets left. All a quad kill right then. It's up to Roman to try and fight his way out of this one. 1 versus 3, and Tessus will deny it.
Beautiful stuff from Yabby there. And look, the devs there were talking they're not too impressed with Heroic. They don't think that they've really improved a lot since the addition of Yabby to the team. I think it's a little bit harsh. I think it's a bit harsh. I think you look at that Na'Vi series that was played. That was a 3-mapper that ended with the 3rd map having a 2-hour break before we could conclude it because of some technical issues. Which would have caused anybody to have been a little bit unraveled. But those first 2 maps against Na'Vi were 16-14 all the way. Very good Counter-Strike. Could have been one of the better series if we didn't have that type of an ending. But regardless, let's see how badly Heroic can lob out the shellacking here today. Top of the silo, couple of members, and I need some light investment. It's a P250 for just. The rest are going to be operating here with the Glocks. And obviously we had Blair reminding us about the storyline, the heartbreak that was for this team. Or at least the core of this team, back in Antwerp.
Yeah, good points. Even getting a little bit overrun by Mutt or Mutrus out there. 4 versus 4. They lose an MP9. I guess that's not necessarily the end of the world.
No, and here's the thing for Cadian. We saw him through Pro League. He was in some very good form, right? Cadian was in some great form here. He was contesting with some of the best. So we'll be excited to see if he can continue that. Going aggressive with the MP9, trying to farm cash for that AWP. Makes a whole lot of sense. But not taking too many risks here. Just Stan and Yabby at range, trying to pepper them away. Story is committed to the opposite side of main. And, well, Stan will deal with Roman.
Okay, then.
Story bleeding time off the clock here. Not going to get anything done with this Glock unless someone greets him with the back open. Maybe he can get a knife kill. We'll be getting the guns out into the next. So there it is. Down to pick up the final kill of the round. And that's going to be the 2-0 start that Heroic are looking for here. But expect the AKs to come out now, and Cadian's going to know that, right? This is one of the things. Once you see what type of a buy was on the side, Glocks, 1 P250, and all the heads exploding, well, we know there wasn't any head armor in place. So you know that these AKs are coming out now into round number 3. Yeah,
that is a big clue, isn't it? You're right. They're going to be ready for it on the Heroic side. Playing CT side and Nuke to begin with in a best of 1. I mean, sAw they've got their work cut out for them here.
Yeah, look, it's not going to be easy, that's for sure, right? Getting to the T side of a map like Nuke, we know that teams, if they're competent with exactly this, their smoke walls, then we can start to have a bit of a discussion, but this needs to be the first check mark. Are they able to successfully grab yard or secret control? Well, guess what? Heroic pushing into lobby. Very quick stuff out of Shush here. Doesn't clear the corners. Roman will find that. Roman gets the double up here, and Yabby, the only one left fighting, is going to get 2 of his own. He needs to get out of there.
Very, very aggressive. Doubling down on that lobby crunch that was coming out. Flashed in as well, but ultimately still a 3-on-3 with a health advantage going the way of sAw. So it might not be that bad at the moment. Stavn going to be slowly falling back. Has to be careful. Mutrus is out here. Yeah, if he turns his back at the wrong time, which he almost did, could have been the end. Cadian setting up for a headshot if anyone comes close. Could be a real nasty surprise if you get close to that MP9.
You can see what Cadian's doing here is lying in wait towards the lower side. The window's broken now, so that sound could given up. Actually, Stavn activating. He's going to catch old man Mutrus here. Back turn. No, Mutrus gets the jump on him. Okay, 2-on-3 situation now.
Yeah, looked like. And that's based off that window getting blown up. Somebody made that call on Heroic saying, okay, they might be downstairs. I'm going to go take a look. Yabby trying to make his way silently down. The bomb is still upstairs. Interesting stuff. Ujax is here, and that's going to be a heart attack moment for Cadian. With 20 seconds, it's all on Yabby in a 1 versus 3. Even if he's in the right position, I don't think he's going to be able to win this one. He's just so low on health, and he has no escape from this position, right? So even the spray down, I mean, even if he gets 1 or 2, it's not going to be enough. UJX will take him down. Good double for him. And a good round for sAw, and they love it.
Yeah, first gun round. That's a bit of a statement to make here within the early stages. Simple stuff. Even once they take KD now, they still want to finish towards that upper side. I think that's the time situation and the fact they're coming through the lobby. But Roman with that nice double up, that was fantastic. Not far off the 3rd kill there either. So really good start here for Roman. One of the keys when we were talking about sAw back in Antwerp was the fact they were an older team, right? They have some older boys in the squad making us all believe that anybody can still get up to it. Now we have stop called, so a bit of a technical issue here, just the FPS bug. We'll fix that one ASAP.
Good that nobody took damage. We all appreciate if these bugs have to pop up every once in a while, that it's not in the middle of the round. That's always a little bit more unfortunate. So, yeah, that's good.
I wonder if Source 2 will fix the FPS bug.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We don't know what Source 2 is going to have in store, or if Source 2 is ever coming.
I was going to say, it could just all be a meme.
If it is a meme, it's one of my favorite memes of all time.
It's been allowed to be played out for a long time. I personally, I don't know.
You don't think it's coming?
No.
Really?
I mean,
all right.
I don't.
All right, that's fair enough. You're controlling the simulation here, so there's a chance that maybe, just maybe, it's not coming at all.
If I were Valve and had the kind of money that Valve have, I would just you know, just build CS 2.0 and start from scratch. Recode the whole thing, chat, from the ground up.
All right, well, that's an exciting prospect, but Roman with an entry again here. Let's take Yabby down, and this crawl across down, trying to look over the top of the totem pole. We'll grab one. That's not the individual that slipped the net. It's Muterus again.
This is a little bit scary. stavn got caught last time by Muterus. Oh, he sees it. He's so quick with it. That is not a lot. Just a sleeve, elbow maybe showing. Tessus stands his ground. Probably did not need to after getting the kill there on the story. He probably could have just walked away, but he'll stick around for it. Does go down, and now it's a 2-on-3, and they don't have a lot of choices here. Hard as it is, you might as well just try and go for it. It'll be a full retake or a 3-man retake coming in from Heroic, but I don't think sAw have a better choice right now than just trying to get the bomb down and hope to defend it.
Yeah, there's no kit here, so difficult scenes in the retake if the digits do get punched in, and there you go. And then bring that to fruition. Bomb gets planted, and now the retake is on. Just to swung open the door, so they know that someone is likely close to decon.
KDN has a Molotov. He can actually use that to flush them back out. Oh, this could be really nasty. They have to now run back out into the open, and there are people waiting for them. Shush able to pick it up. That was well communicated by Heroic. If we have a listening at one point in the future, that'd be a cool round to listen to. I guarantee they set that up.
Yeah, for sure. Because once you hear that door swing open and then you have defenders starting to come in and they don't see anything on the site, listen, they can't be in the double door side. We know that they have to be likely roosting in the site, maybe dark. We know that decom was open. Good comms, good utility usage, and a big round to pick up to bounce back immediately here. Shush mopping them up with ease. So good shots from Roman again here, but just look how low they are. Just going to get absolutely mauled. sAw with the plan can get themselves into the buy here. So 2 AKs, a Galil, a MAC-10, and a Tech-9 with a bunch of util. They continue to prioritize a HE to make sure they can blow Squeaky Door up. That's a key here on the T side of a map like Nuke. And some early yard smokes deployed here. So a pretty standard opener as well. They're going to smoke in front of Squeaky Door. No molly for top of huts. Down trying to block this in an unforced error of a gap. Might be a top split here, Anders.
Oh, yeah, but now it's a lot more difficult. They needed that last player in through Mini to try and create a bit of a distraction. I think that's what they want to do, especially with the Tech-9 and the MAC-10, but they've been slowed down. Instead, they go down below, and they do have the bomb, so maybe they could go for it really rapidly, get the bomb plant, and try and put some pressure on Heroic once again. Not many nades on the T side, a couple on the Heroic side, and they do have the diffuse kit as well. So this should be an easier retake maybe for the Danish side, but they need to get down there first and look at Story. He's made himself very, very hard to find out here.
Yeah, they're going to overlook him for now, or at least leave him to his own devices. Focus more towards the lower side of things and try and pick up a couple of these kills. Tessus getting fought on 2 different angles now. Will win the exchange with Just, but Story has to activate now to 2v3. That was the kit drop from Tessus as well.
Yeah, that's far away. No one's going to go back and pick that up. That could be a little bit tricky. Roman playing in this. If he wins this fight, I think they might win the round. I think it might be up to Roman to pick that first
safe
one
side
up.
plan.
Nade. Oh, and that activates Roman. He has to go for it. Even if it's a 10-second defuse, there is nothing Story could do about it. That is really heartbreaking. Otherwise, I think that was a really cool round coming out from sAw, but Heroic find a way out.
Yeah, great situational awareness again, right? They understand one player's coming from ramp, and if a player wants to swing open the doors to deny us defusing back of sight, he has to deal with this close push. So really good stuff from Heroic. That was fantastic work, as we do have sAw trying to call a tack timeout. They've been able to pull that one off. They will be having a chance now to discuss their options with the saved M4. There's enough money for 2 more AKs. They've got Arky now, the man standing behind them as the coach. He was playing with the team last time round. And, now he's behind the squad, helping out with the calling responsibilities here. The desk referenced the Dodo, who ended up on FTW. That was the reference I made earlier for them in Pro League. They were, well, they were kind of a non-issue in Group B, FTW. They went 0-2 out of 4 out of their 5 best of 3s, and the only map they managed to pick up was against Big, and that was on Dust 2. So I know we're talking about the other Portuguese team, but at the start of the year, there was a bit of a shuffle, and Stododo ended up on this squad. 2 players, Story and you jerks from FTW, have now ended up on sAw, and that's how we find ourselves in this current situation.
And they've done a little bit of a mix around. 4-1 though. Round number 6 coming up, and the money's not that great for Heroic. That's got to be what sAw are telling themselves. Yeah, it's 4-1. It's not great, but they don't have a lot of cash left.
They're going on this.
Yeah, they don't want to slow it down. Nice opening. First kill of the game for sorry, no, that was Just. Third kill of the game for Just. Still not that many, but what a huge impact.
Yeah, that's a massive one. That's cracked open this ramp room completely. The rotation in full coming in. Cadian already tucked down towards Dart. Yabby is puffing up the chest. Come look at me. I'm in the window side. And a bait for the in-game leader and a pepper through. That's going to do even more damage in drawing the crosshairs. Yeah, look, they're not even clearing for Cadian at all. And the trigger discipline, I think he's overcooked the pooch here. Yep, they spotted him.
That is a huge spot. Imagine if they didn't check it. That could have been a horrible way to lose around. Now, though, Heroic might actually just save it. Why would you try and go for this with the funds that you have left at the moment? It's better to try and get a real buy-in in the next round. Let him have this one.
Isn't that crazy, though? If Cadian had taken that first fight that he could have won for free, then it would have been a 4-on-4. Likely Cadian dies immediately after that, but then his teammates can activate and take the space off of Cadian's information. Instead, he played for the round, didn't get a single kill, dies, and now it's a save.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what happens, right? And I suppose even there's a world in which if he does fire the gun straight away and gets traded and they lose the round, maybe everyone will be criticizing him anyway, saying, ooh, just a bit more patient.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You're doomed if you do, doomed if you don't, right? That's the unfortunate nature of being a player here and everybody else having X-ray and hindsight. There's a lot of armchair analysts out there. Now, we still have the B stream going on, everybody. If you want to check out a few more matches on there for the day, I believe that they're one match ahead of Anders and I here on the main stream, but that's twitch.tv/ESO_CSGO B, and it's Ents versus Heat getting underway, which is a rematch that we had during Pro League, where Ents won 2-0. So it's going to be a tough one here for Heat if they want to be able to break through against Ents that I imagine had the fire lit under their arse after not making it out of the group stage of EPL.
Yeah, they're a really competent team, aren't they? So you'd want to see them do a little bit better this time around. Trying to get that spray. It's a tiny bit of damage, but not really enough. Still, not much was lost outside of just bullets, so they'll be all right with it. Aggressive play coming out once again from Cadian. He's really trying to fulfill his role.
But this spot
backfired a couple of times.
This spot's here great. Look, if they've done their prep and they've realized that sAw plays nobody up on silo when they do these smoke walls yard, he can play above this and be a very jarring force. But loved his line. Now it's Yabby's turn, and wow, that's a barrel down the throat.
Yeah, that's what he wanted, basically, and he got it, but just couldn't find the kill. Shush gonna be going down. And what an awkward position. They nearly take down Roman through the smoke, but again, better to save if you're on the Heroic side. There's some couple of odd rounds here that are giving sAw a great chance to turn this first half around.
They're capitalizing on this direction, right? It had to be stavn and Cadian drawn towards that smoke wall yard. Cadian drops off his roost, doesn't really see what's out there, and then they just stroll in, take down Yabby, Shush falls next, and the rest have to save. So this is competitive out of sAw.
Yes, it is. I mean, even Cadian, I think he, outside he fired the gun really quickly. He was a little bit early maybe on the peak there, but then he just, decided to walk away from it. And then the follow-up kill. That's all they needed. 4-3. Nicely done. Nobody dies from the sAw side, at least not yet. Doesn't look like anyone will either, unless they decide to hang around the bomb for too long. So this is a great turnaround.
This is Roman, who has had at least 3, by my count, entry duels, right, over towards this lobby or hut position. So he's done a great job finding the openings. Now, if you're Heroic, you want to stop giving those up, and it's going to be difficult for Roman to continue to manifest ways to find those type of picks unless the fight keeps coming his way. I think in a couple of the occasions that the fight did come his way. But the save rifles, We'll get Heroic another tidy looking buy. It's just Yabby who has to operate here on the MP9. Fortunately for him, he's playing up towards that A bomb site. Can use it quite nimbly on top of Hut over towards Squeaky. And another change of strategy. This is the insta-smoke wall yard. They've deployed their own molly, so the smokes cannot be rumbled. Oh, the smokes were rumbled. Okay. They must have misthrown that because I'm pretty sure they deploy their own molly there, which you can see the burnt ground was their molly, and it didn't land.
That's real interesting. They've really been slowed down out in the yard now.
That's a full investment. That's all their smoke's gone, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't take any space because of this. So this is actually very detrimental. They didn't get the real estate they were looking for. They used so much utility, especially the smokes, and get nothing. So they have to change strategy now, and this isn't going to be easy.
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like if you're out of smokes on the T side, I'd much rather go A than I would B. I feel like you need those smokes. You could easily need those smokes to the B bomb side because there's so many entries. I mean, there's a lot on A too, but I feel like the bomb plant could be a little bit safer up there.
I think one of the other things maybe playing in their mind is over towards Yard, they will be aware that there's no AWP. So taking these fights with the AK, maybe they feel this is favorable.
Yeah. And they've been able to win some of those fights as well in the past, so yeah, why not try and do it? stavn letting go of a couple of rounds. Good headshot to bring down UJX. That's a good way to get the round started. Cadian clicking away. I feel like Cadian's had a couple of really unfortunate engagements, but this one making up for it. Good double kill. Muterus and Just making their way down into the lower bomb site with the bomb on their back, but not with a good chance of winning this at all.
Yeah, both coming single door, same situation. Smoke's a problem. Normally in this position, you'd limp out of smoke, then you'd scout correctly. Death from above in a moment. Shush will grab one. The bomb now loose, and the second there for Shush. A very tidy round for Heroic to get back into winning ways. Handled that one, and Exist, the coach, he's got to mind his celebrations there. That's as excited as he can get.
That's true. That's how they do up from Northern Sweden. Just, you know, trying to keep it cool up there.
Well, that could be the new shift in the meta. What if teams, when they know they're playing in the major, only bring in coaches from Northern Sweden who do not smile or celebrate or cheer?
Yeah.
That way they can't get in trouble with the Valve rules.
There'll never be, yeah, that's true. There'll never be any issue at all.
He's allowed to look. He is allowed to blink. A smirk is acceptable, but nothing more.
And that's all you'll get, even without the rules in place.
It's true, actually. It's quite the contrast having Cadian, very animated in-game leader, with the coach Exist behind them. Maybe they balance each other out.
What a clash of styles. 5-3, and in spite of Heroic being up 2 rounds, this is actually a very important round for Heroic to win that last one. They've had the save. That's the only reason they've been keeping the economy alive. They've given up a couple of rounds here with the great openings for sAw. If the Danes keep that up, sAw could still have a very good first half, so some focus needs to be brought back into the Heroic camp at the moment.
Yeah, very true. Well, all about Cadian, while blind, does navigate successfully here in towards Secret. So this is one way to keep up a bit of information behind the smoke walls. This time, not a massive gap to work with. Muterus needs to be careful with the up and over here. These smokes will be starting to dissipate shortly, so needs to get a wriggle on.
Oh, crouched right under with the opening through the smoke. Headshot on Tessus as well. It's a double opening this time for sAw. They are really loving it. And Cadian probably a little bit frustrated. Again, he hears the footsteps. His whole position is meant to counter that kind of play, and it just doesn't really work out. Shush trying to bring it back, and that's a start at least. They're still not really down below. They're still hanging around out here. Flash is going to be timed well enough. It's close, but Shush still goes down. Gabby out here, going to pick up one of them, and he's on his own. But he does have the bomb back there, so theoretically, if he could find the kill, he could, you know, try and isolate the bomb and play around it. They're going to have to show up for his position at some point.
Yeah, you can see how worried he is about all these positions. He's likely to die from the rafters. Ooh, Roman will give up the situation. Even cops a dink for his troubles, but we'll find the kill and a good round. Big round for Roman there. And the fact that they get that space towards Yard behind the smoke wall, you're expecting that to come through, but not the kills in that fashion, right? You were mentioning Arcadian in that position. You got to get one, right? In that type of a forward position. If you relinquish control there, you die. Not only do you lose all the space, you lose the information, you lose a player, and back into another hodgepodge buy for Heroic here. So sAw are keeping this extremely interesting.
Yeah, they really are. Roman is up to 11 kills. So, you know, if you drop down from them, everyone else has got 3 or 2. So a lot of this Roman right now doing remarkable work.
And another opener. So he's 4-0 in that department, and he's just being a bit of a nuisance to deal with. So will he cool, or will they put a leash on him? The way they've contained him towards lobby for now. Shush, very brave. Spamming to get away, and we'll be able to reposition. Over towards ramp, though, it is going to be Tessus. Looks like they're congregating over towards radio.
Last time, or one of the times tests where he kind of stuck and fought for a while. It's fine to fall back from the ramp, surely. You don't have to die here, do you?
No, not a bomb site. You can't plant there. I think that's a Henry G line. But here they come.
Fine. Do a little bit of damage. Let them have the ramp if they want to.
Look how they contain... Oh, okay. This wasn't a Roman opening, but it was a lobby opening. Muterus is going to lop off Cadian's head. We'll talk about the U2 and the crowd control that set in place for sAw a little bit later here. Now it's all about the decisions for sAw. Do they want to go back to lobby, execute towards A? Do they want to try their luck down towards B? Now, you look at the U2, They don't have any smokes for the doors. They don't have the molly for the stairwell. They are going to have to scale in as a unit and hope they don't get picked apart here by Tessus.
They especially don't have the molly for Tessus, so unless he panics, he could actually do a lot. Yabby, on the other hand, does have a Molotov, so if they don't get rid of him, he could even slow the bomb plant down, even if they get Tessus back there. So a lot of potential obstacles here for the T side if they're not careful. Down to 22 seconds. There's a bit of a peak for Yabby. Tessus coming in on the follow-up. Good crossfire, good 1-2 punches coming out here for the heroic side. It's another headshot, and we're down to 14 seconds. Let's see if he can land that grenade. He has to be a little bit closer. Not quite there yet. 9 seconds on it. They're still not planting that bomb. Story goes down. There we go. It's finally in, but it might be too late. Muterus is going to get hunted down, and Heroic a good pickup in this round. That's hard round for sAw to win.
They got that opening right, but bang on. Like, even though we can see the opening, the direction that they're headed, the fact that they have to deal with 2 players towards that lower side, it was a very hard crossfire to break there because Yabby is drawing all the attention, then Tessus with the silenced M4. So it's going to take a second for them to even identify exactly where Tessus was. And then as soon as they're able to deal with him, the rotation's here. Heroic bought enough time, even going to be able to salvage this AWP. So good work for Yabby operating. We saw him with the Julies, now we've seen him with the MP9 doing work, and Shush as well with a couple of crucial ones. So great stuff for Heroic to keep themselves in the lead. And Cadian's very fired up about this, right? And for good reason, because this is the repeated narrative, and you're going to hear it more and more, but especially when there's underdog teams in the server against favorites, this is a real chance for the underdogs to make a mark.
Yeah, and they are. I think they're playing really well at the moment. Oh, they're trying to get through the smoke, though, and it's the last bullet coming out. Oh, that is ridiculous. stavn able to capitalize on that. sAw also very obviously trying to change the pace of this particular round. That's not something they've tried in the same way. They maybe tried it once before, but otherwise they've been a lot more slow. So trying to see if they can catch Heroic off guard.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues with doing that on a full gun round. Now, one of the keys is obviously you have all the utility. The other is you have all the utility. So when you have all the weaponry and all the util and you try and play like that, and you don't go back to your traditional smoke walls or try and take that territory and place a mid-round counter-strike, if you get stuck, right, the CTs, they're going to have their protocol nades. You saw the hut molly, you saw the squeaky molly. They have to extinguish, they have to flash. They're hoping that either you miss a piece of utility, you miss a beat on your timing, or the flashes are so good that their crosshairs aren't in the right place to spam you down as you come through squeaky. We saw how that unfolded. Story now noted. It's not a long book, it's been read, and there's going to be 7-4 now in favor of the Danes. So continuing to lather on a couple here. It's going to be 2 consecutive now. You can see all that utility starting to subside or having to be extinguished there, and a good push from Cadian once he was made aware that it was that top push.
Still, I feel like Cadian's really run into, again, a lot of strange losses early on in the first half here, but he's still doing it. AWP, MP9, doesn't really matter what it is. He's still very aggressive.
Loves a push.
He does, yeah. They're back down to pistols. What a shame for sAw, because they could have just as well put Heroic into this kind of a save earlier on. They were really close to doing it, but the fact that it goes the other way, that's probably going to be a huge vector for how the rest of this half is going to be playing out. Not that there's that much left of it, but it's entirely possible Heroic could start to really feel good about this at this point in time. Yabby at 10, stavn at 9. Powerful duo to be up against. But Shush not that far behind either. Cadian, he'll get the shot there. Tessus committed to this defense all the way back here, but he's going to do just fine.
Yeah,
it's a dream spray.
I love Tessus' spray control. I don't know if everybody's seen the Tessus clip on Mirage, where he's playing jungle and they're coming out connector and scaling stairs. If you guys haven't seen that, just Google Tessus, jungle, connector, Mirage. Right, Google that. It is an awesome little clip to watch. A great sequence for Tessus. Now, I was just checking the Twitter sphere, Anders, to make sure that we've been pronouncing most of these names correctly.
Go on.
It's all good. We're in the clear. Not a single tweet. Now that I've said this, watch them come flocking in, but I think we've been doing it justice. It's mainly you jerks here that we were having a tougher time with, but it sounds right. Muterus, Just, Story, Roman, representing sAw, and Arky behind them as the coach. Other side, stavn, Yabby, Tessus, Shush, and Katie, and a few more household names with Exist behind them, coaching the squad. And the first step towards the major, which is less than a month away now, This is a good way to start things off for Heroic.
I think it's so encouraging that a former generation of superstars, which Existence certainly fit that label,
Sure.
there's a secondary thing you can get into. You can keep, like, I think it's so cool that exists in the ecosystem. Be a shame if it was just you're playing and once you're done playing, you're out. It's just, you know, that's it, you're done.
Well, that is the way for a lot of the players, right? I guess I'm one of the fortunate ones who didn't end up being done when I finished playing.
We're the fortunate ones, Chad.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to have the feeling of winning or losing, Anders. We just get to talk, and Tessus is actually going to bait his teammate a shush in here.
Oh, and they're not ready for the second player in there. That is devastating. Cadian showing up, and again, ready to be more aggressive. Very scary stuff, but 1 versus 2. I'd say probably not worth it here, Cadian. Wait for them to try and put the bomb down. Play this one safe. You're near the end of the half. You really don't want to be giving it into a one-on-one. Yabby's down here just listening, and obviously easy to hear when the windows are being shut out like that. And Story, he just couldn't find it. Oh, uncomfortable position to be in at the end. So good opening for Muterus in that round, but they just couldn't follow it up.
Yeah, and Yabby there almost caused a bit of an issue, right? Giving multiple opportunities to find that fight. So does eventually clean it up. No dramas, and lots of cash now available for the likes of Yabby, Tessus, and Cadian going forward into our final 2 rounds of play. So there'll be no issues in the buy department, I don't think. On the other side, though, sAw are having more and more issues. If they're not getting into the site and getting the bomb down, then they're not getting the influx of cash, and that is going to put them in a position where it's 5 tech 9s and not a top rush. This would be the type of territory where that really could pay off with a run and gun, but making it seem like it's a focus towards the A side. There's Jules towards Yard. There's Jules all over the map.
Oh, that nade. I just found it somehow. Come on. Muterus escaping the fiery depth of that HE grenade, but somehow still got bulleted right through the smoke. Tess is back here. He had the beautiful spray last time. This time, you know, a little bit more conservative on the spray, but he's doing the same amount of work. Another quad kill for him from the same position, and a 10-4 lead for Heroic. This is a nice, comfortable position to be in right now if you're on the Danish side. They're loving it.
Yeah, excuse me 1 second, Anders. I'm just checking my B stream for the fantasy. Who did I pick? I didn't pick anybody from Heroic. So no, I decided to go with Zaiwu due to recent form. So he was very expensive. I couldn't really afford too many other big name players. So, but it's all right.
What is that?
Well, Anders, look, the skin name, I can't give it to you, but I can tell you it's ugly.
If you misbuy like that, you have to use it. That's the rule, I think. You anger the Counter-Strike gods. I think they're going to lose this round.
All right, well, let's see. How angry are they? Gabe Newell looking down.
Missing an opportunity. Roman just making it out. Cool to be able to run in there on the T side, because sometimes the CTs up on the rafters or even up on the hut will just walk in without checking. They're a little bit careless. They get their head blown right off. So I like the idea.
Yeah, it's been a nuisance on that T side, right? I think Rops was one of the first players who I watching many years ago doing that type of maneuver where he'd scuttle his own smoke out. Now we've got set smokes from spawn, and speaking of set smokes, a couple deployed towards Yard. So Cadian will deploy his, and that will stall out the secret cross. Gonna have to brave the flames here. Muterus chunked on down, and he actually jumps forward in towards the warehouse position. Tessus got a nade. U-Jerks is pressuring him away. So Heroic at least have a bit of information to work with, but is there a gap towards Heaven?
They would have to really thread the needle to get there. It is so cool when the T's. One of the things I love about Nuke, if you can get the T's in there, you can really disjoint that defense. But with about 35 seconds, also the whole part about walking that far eventually is going to be out of the window, and they're just going to have to try and run for it here. They're running out of time really swiftly. U-Jax, that's a nice bait with just a gun barrel, but did he not realize Yabby was there? Yes, he didn't. He's going to go straight down. 20 seconds now, and they're rapidly running out of time. This is becoming an issue. Bomb is on the ground in midi as Cadian will pick it up, and Yabby, he's just lurking in the vent. He wanted to go for it. That is funny. Just is going to be on his own, and it'll be an 11-4 first half in favor of Heroic. Great stuff. It'll be a hard comeback for sAw if they can do it at all. It'll be in the second half coming right up.
Hey Future Pros! A quick molly for you today which will help disrupt the Ts who want to go outside fast. To throw this molly, run along the side of this wall. Aim at these weird electrical things. Then throw the molly. If the Ts are committed to an early outside push, this will likely cause them to burn a smoke. And a T with one less smoke is always a joy to behold.
We're on the road to Rio, and currently Heroic and sAw, they're making their way down that road. Heroic kicking off their campaign here with an 11-4 on the CT side of Nuke. I think that's pretty expected. I'm joined by Anders to bring you the second half worth of action. Do you think sAw have much shot here, Anders, or do you think this one's going to be a bit of a drubbing?
It's looking rough at the moment. They definitely had a lot of opportunity in the opening half to try and do a lot more, but also it worries me that Roman is doing so much of the heavy lifting. That feels like a bit of an issue. You know, if he dies, what happens to the team? Muter's trying to pick it up as well, but for a lot of that first half, it's just Roman doing almost all of the work, and that's not enough to beat Heroic, I think. Sjuush, lightning speed, wants to keep going and try to hunt down somebody out here, but instead, they're going to maybe slow it down and fall back down below with the bomb. Sjuush is going to die. Tess is still here. Surely no one's checking for that. Tess is, yeah, he's going to be finding Muter's. Nice shot from you, Jerks. He wants to get a bit closer. Would have been wonderful if he could have been able to stop the bomb, but instead, it'll be planted and jiggled out by Cadian. It's now Story and Roman left, opening the door.
Oh, Cadian.
Oh, he's trolling him. What an absolute bastard.
Yeah,
He's gonna go. Oh, I can't believe it. What a meme.
That's just ridiculous. I think that sums up probably the game right here, doesn't it? Just slamming the door in his face.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
and
dear.
obviously, unbelievable rage. We're back molding in Malta. If that was me, I'd lose my mind. I'd snap my keyboard in half if that someone did that. Yeah, I'd look like that and worse.
Oh dear, that's an unfortunate way for that one to go down, because I was about to start building a picture that Cadian, he's down here, he's on his own, the rotation point still needs to get here. If they can deal with him, they can apply some pressure, maybe force the fights a bit quicker, and Cadian just continues to do his best Kramer impression. Look at him there, loving it, absolutely loving it.
What's going on?
Oh dear. See how many people get the Seinfeld reference, but
Wonderful.
probably not too many. Again, I referenced something from 20 years ago with Zoolander, and then I did Seinfeld, which is even older comedy.
I know you are dating yourself, Anders.
No, I'm not that old. Like, I was watching Seinfeld on the telly with the old man. It wasn't something I was tuning into. What's going on here? Should she try and jump on his head?
Yeah, I think he was. Bit of confusion.
I just want to let everyone know that the ugliest knife in Counter-Strike is the gut knife.
Okay.
And probably the nicest is either the karambit or the butterfly.
Yeah, karambits are quite nice. I had a dream once to try and get all the different knife skins in the Rust format.
I think Forest used to have rusty skins, didn't he?
It was I don't know why. I just thought they looked kind of cool, but I never made it. I don't have the patience for it.
You didn't follow through?
I just didn't. No.
Didn't start the collection?
I mean, I did, but then I don't know. I gave up again.
Didn't complete the Pokemon set?
Yeah, I didn't have the determination for it. Still think it's a cool idea, yeah.
Well, this is a very important round for poor sAw. For Heroic, not so much. If sAw go down here with this full buy investment, the force into the second. Oh, that's a nice shot from Roman. An entry again. Can only get one before he's done. Now Cadian can activate towards Yard. All right, we have a round.
Yes, we do. A little bit awkward all of a sudden. Let's see, 5-7 not being checked either. And Tessus goes down. Stan is already low on health, and yeah, he might have to do all the work here if they want a chance at bringing this back somehow. It's quite far away. Stan gonna go pick up the bomb. But this is an interesting twist. If they can turn this around and win this one, it's gonna be in there. They line up for him. Muturis almost win the round right then and there. Surprised that Stan is still alive, and it might not be for very long either. He's actually just gonna run away and try and save the Galil and the Molotov here. 5 seconds. Yeah, you either fight for it now or they're going to run you down. There we go. That actually might have been the better choice. They would have been found.
I agree. I agree with that sentiment. That got very scary for Stan there for a second there. He goes down after time. Then the early stage of this half for Heroic finds himself in deep water.
You know, the problem is with the karambits in a more real-world setting. In a bunch of countries, they get into trouble because they can be drawn with one hand. That's like a knife law thing that comes into trouble a lot.
Sorry, what?
Can be drawn with one hand.
Is that a law that you can't draw a knife with one hand?
Yeah.
So if you want to fight someone with a knife, you have to be able to draw it with 2 hands.
But yeah.
Well, why are we fighting anybody, first of all?
I mean, we shouldn't be, obviously. I'm just saying that. But I think that's the part of the logic is, you know, you want to make it a little bit more complicated.
Fair enough. I never... Look, when all these things in the game, they stop existing for me once we're out of the game.
Yeah.
I know that people get into the market of selling some of these nice, pretty little karambit knives and whatnot. They're nice to sit, you know, next to the computer or on front of the TV.
Cool.
The real-life applications for them, that's where my brain stops. Unless you're like a butcher or you're in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know if you could use a karambit in the kitchen. That's an interesting... That might be a crossover, like a cooking...
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, here we go. We're cooking it up on the spot. The CSGO food show with, you know, karambits. Could maybe use a Molotov to burn some chicken. I don't know if it's possible, but
I'll be down to experiment.
All right.
There's a backside molly for Cadian here, so they're doing a delayed top pop. They've burnt out all the U2, and here they go. Roman ahead of it. Can he get another entry, another opener? Yes, he can. Traded, though, and they're down the vent.
1-for-1 trade story. This is kind of an all-in position. Very scary that he just stands there like that. Gotta be careful, but well handled. We'll take down Yabby. They're gonna get the bomb plant down, sure, but that's okay. Just let him do that. Just make sure you win the round at this point. I feel like if you're on the Portuguese side, you just want to build the momentum here. So let him have the bomb plant. Just keep winning rounds, keep building that money on the CT side, and eventually you can get back into this. Smoked up. He does have the lineup for it inside of that smoke, and that Tech 9 at close range like that is pretty scary. Stan putting out a couple of bullets. M4A1 in this position could be a little bit awkward if he runs out of bullets. Oh, the bodyguarding system not working out. And he's going to come back for more. They line up once again. Double kill through the smoke. And it's down to close it out. A nice triple. And an absolutely horrible loss there for sAw.
That's highway robbery. That is highway robbery. Stan and Cade with some big smiles on their faces. The fact they pull that one off, they get away with it. They were caught red-handed. Before they even got the bomb down. The response time was there from the Portuguese. sAw were peppering away as they were trying to plan, and then Stam just behind the smoke clowns on him here. Spam after spam, and then the smoke has dissipated. Muteris, no chance whatsoever. That's a big round back, so very happy with themselves are Heroic here, but not broken, not done just yet. sAw want to test the waters again with another buy-in. At least got an M4 out this time. Scout, MP9, a couple of upgraded pistols, but this one's going to be difficult again. This molly will burn out towards that top rafter, so there's a player there going to have to move. Yeah, off the rafter. He's on the hut.
No, he's sitting inside of the Molotov while completely blind. Had no idea. Inside of the smoke as well. This is a disaster for this A defense. They get wiped out. Great time to call this kind of a pop into the A bomb site for the Heroic team. Story going to be out here with the scout, but it'll be 14-5 right now. And now, I mean, again, I still think sAw had many more opportunities in the first half than they actually managed to capitalize on, but it's not showing right now. They're kind of getting steamrolled at this point.
Yeah, and oh, okay. They're giving away a couple of kills here. Story will fight for this, so unless they deal with him now, how much more can the scout do? A step out, and that'll be his last step. Yeah, I think there was a few more opportunities for sure, but I think Heroic are showing their class as a team right now, just taking care of business. And we have actually up next Mouse versus OG here on the A stream, which is going to be great, right? That's going to be a highly contested affair. These are two teams that we know can pack a punch. And then later in the day, we will be finishing off with Na'Vi versus Illumina, I do believe. That's Illumina who replaced benched Hero. So shout out to Smooya and co. Unfortunately, they were unable to make it here due to some visa issues.
Yeah, we've still got a lot more Counter-Strike coming up. Not just today, obviously, but for the next long time. It's going to be great. Just, again, taking a little bit of damage from the Molotov, but up on the hut still. See if he can do anything with the USP. He's going to come in and at least find that one shot there. Muterus picking up an AK in the middle of it. He really would have loved to have found that one too. But eventually, they'll find their way in once again. You mentioned this in the first half when we were talking about doing, you know, hard A executes like that and how it can be a little bit tough if the CTs have a lot of utility, but Heroic know that's not the case for sAw, so they're super happy to exploit it.
Yeah, just turn it into an AMAP session on that top side right there. But this is about to be a blowout here. One more round. The buy there, no AWP available for the CT side. Shout out to Roman doing a good job finding some opening picks against these aggressing Heroic members, especially over there throughout that T side. But now on the defense, they've only managed to grab one round, and it was a 4 spot. So they would have to climb a huge mountain here. It'd have to be 10 consecutive rounds in a row.
Yeah, unlikely to happen. Certainly, Roman and Muterus would have to get the other 3 members of this team up to the same level. That has to be happening, otherwise it's not even going to be possible at all, I think. Because if you look at the Heroic side, everyone's playing well right now. Sure, Cadian, I think he had some huge risks at the beginning, and some of them didn't really pay off, but he's still up there at 14 kills. He's still doing just fine. So the smoke, it's a good start. Always fun when that happens.
Cadian walks into that one, so they know Muterus is here. He's been tagged. He has to try and get away. Skedaddle, he says, as Tassus will take him down from the top rope. So 3-on-3 now. It's just, if he tucks in, he might go overlooked in this position. Maybe not now that Yabi's been smoked off. So activating with a bit more aggression.
Just, is he thinking about it? Scary if you try to walk through. He's just on the other side, so when it fades, could be a surprise. Even if he just stays like this, he's got to be careful. There's a third Yamp. That's Shush walking in. So if he misses the timing on it, who knows what could happen. I like this forward position, though, but they're going to be found. Just goes down. Ujerks now still looking into that lobby. They're going to be finding Story, and that's the bomb. 30 seconds, and they're going to come back, double peek him, and take him down. 16-5. Heroic absolutely demolishing sAw in this best of 1.
Yeah, it's a day of the top teams taking care of business. And another one here. Notch a 1-0 into the column. Heroic, they'll go down to the 1-0 pool tomorrow. Well, they'll stay. They'll go up into the 1-0 pool. On the other side of things, sAw down to 0-1. We'll see more from them tomorrow. And now we're heading to a break.